Really? They couldn't even wait for the video to release. So a couple of weeks ago, I felt pretty good about my Ghost of Tsushima video, especially after all the traction it received. Please go check that video out. I was inspired and said, you know what would be fun? Thinking of video games I would love to see go to the big screens. Some might be obvious, so I might just make a separate video talking about what movies I think we will eventually see in the big screens and why it's becoming a problem, because this video is removing all the main factors required for these projects to actually see light. These are simply my thoughts for what I want to see on TV, so for now just hop in, grab your bowl of papayas and sit back. We're going adapting already existing IPs to different mediums. Let's go. Before we get started, I just want to say I'm simply just stating what video games I would love to see become a TV series or movie. Also, like and subscribe, it helps so much, please and thank you. So I'm just going to start with the biggest and most obvious picks to get them out of the way. Obviously, Hollywood and film productions would likely ruin some of these franchises, but I like to keep my hopes high and just assume everything would go as well as it did when I first played Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Yes, a Call of Duty movie. It would just be insane. After that Modern Warfare 2 2022 campaign, COD left us wanting more, and unfortunately they kicked us to the curb and starved us because the game that followed was just painfully average. I don't even have to get into it. Everyone and their mothers knows by now. Hell, my neighbor's grandmother knows by now how watered down Call of Duty has become. He's white and calls his grandmother a lazy whore. And the campaign itself wasn't all that crazy, but the vibe and atmosphere of the game just really popped. It felt different from any of the other campaigns that have released recently. The story itself really immersed me and made me remember for a little while what it felt like to really enjoy and be thrilled by a Call of Duty game. I want a movie just like that. You see? Short and sweet. Speaking of short and sweet, it's that time of year again where I load Minecraft up for a week before getting just absolutely so tired of the game that I can't even look at it until a year has gone by. It should be studied, honestly. A Minecraft movie is just a thing to get my fix in. I'm only watching to see how bad it is. I saw this thing was announced not too long ago and I gotta say, a Minecraft movie is wild. A Minecraft live action though? You're cracked. Now I really can't wait to see it. I know it's not the same, but imagine if the Mario movie had been a live action release. Part of me still doesn't believe it. I had to confirm on Wikipedia and it's just still not enough. See, what I pictured was Steve on a really cool adventure. That's it. You know, I pictured Steve from Minecraft doing all the Minecraft things in a little cute movie about Steve needing to defeat the Ender Dragon in order to save the princess or whatever. Make it seem like it's going to be your basic animated movie in 3D or whatever, but then switch it up on them. It's so possible to do a movie and throw in current events without being so direct. Shrek does it so well. I mean, they also can be pretty blatant. But you get it. This is my idea, okay? So yeah, it does have to be this deep. I want the kids of today to grow up with something iconic and so well made that it's not exclusive to only children. That's always the best art in my opinion. That's why people cling on to old SpongeBob and Shrek, because they can talk about things we all relate to, but in a funny way. We've all made mistakes and wonder where it's all going to lead us, especially in Minecraft, right? Make Steve a character who woke up in the middle of nowhere and doesn't know who he is, or where he came from, or where he's going and what he's going to do with his life now that he's conscious and here. Do it in a sweet way though, that makes it more optimistic rather than depressing and sad. This is a kids movie after all. Come on guys, what are you, monsters? He travels all over the open world, takes jabs at the inconsistencies that is the Minecraft world, makes some jokes about the industry, you know, that's always funny, right? Taking a jab at Hollywood and the elite. Now if they found a way to include Epstein's Island, I'm not saying it's good, but there's an opportunity there. I mean, building anything you want on a private island with no one to question you. You have all the resources in the world at your disposal and you can invite your friends at any time. Is it Minecraft or is it Epstein's Island? I'm just saying it can be very subtle. I already showed you Shrek came out with no shame, and that was all way back in 2004. Oh my god, where's the time going? It has potential, no? Okay, let's move on then. I'll be more serious with this next one. Fortnite. Okay, serious faces. GTA 5, the movie. No, this is not another joke. I don't think much needs to be said about this one though. Give us some of the main voice actors and just put them in the live action GTA movie. Obviously give it a new premise. It could even be a great way to promote GTA 6. Well, I do think other GTAs have had better stories. GTA 5's characters and base story just feel perfect for a movie adaptation. Let's get on that, Rockstar. If Red Dead 3 isn't coming out anytime soon, I want a movie instead. With that being said, can we please get a Red Dead Redemption movie instead? My goodness, I already know Pedro Pascal is going to be in this. Please, somebody just do it. Red Dead Redemption holds one of the most special places in my heart. There's not too much room in there for digitally animated characters, but golly, does Red Dead make me not care about any of that. And what better way to further push that feeling than to actually bring those characters to life? DiCaprio, Pascal, whoever, just get it done, make it happen. However, Red Dead fans have been through enough. Let's make this one a feel-good action story. We won't include Arthur or John's death, but the foreshadowing is gonna hurt so good. It'll take place even before RD2 and the gang was betrayed. I know Arthur and John fight against Dutch's views for a lot of the game, but I'm very curious to see the points where John and Arthur knew they wouldn't leave Dutch's side. Could have been from the start, honestly. A young John and Arthur would be great on a big screen. Arthur also has plenty to dive into, but again, RD2 already hurts so bad. Maybe this can be kind of a happier time in Arthur's life, you know? He was a kid after all. Maybe they can dive into his relationship with Mary Linton. It could be very passionate and real exciting since her family disapproved of Arthur's lifestyle. The movie can show how they sacrificed and took risks for one another before unfortunately having to part ways. If they do fast forward to when Abigail and John met, maybe don't say her age, I don't know. I'm stuck between wanting to be historically accurate and there really is no way to tell a great and empathetic story about two loved ones when the girl is 14 and he's 24. In the game they do a solid job of making her look John's age, so I'm casting an older woman and her age in the movie just won't be mentioned. How about that? Problem solved. The ending can be the future and what really pushed Dutch over the edge after John and Arthur have completely put their faith in Dutch.
That's his problem. In one. He wants to be an American king. With his knights.
I heard that.
Ooh.
I want no such thing.
You do?
I don't. I just want better than this for us.
Better? Your kind of better.
Oh, I can't stay mad at you, old man.
Okay.
But right now, I'd like to kill you.
Put me out of my majesty, your misery.
Away with you!
There. You see, gentlemen? There goes the greatest man we know. Even he's lost.
From Brokeback Mountain to Zombieland, I really want this next one to be special. At first I wanted it to be a movie, but there's so much story and context, I'm gonna need a series. Resident Evil 4 TV series. Can we please just make it happen? I know I've said this about a lot of the games listed here, but I need this one. Get Jason Momoa, make him bald, let's go. Also more Ada scenes, thank you. Now for my more underrated and personal picks. However, this one will be for those who just want pure passion and action. My Sims 50 Shades. Okay, that was the last one, I swear, I'm done. It's Bayonetta the movie. Like Resident Evil 4, I think it really speaks for itself. Make Bayonetta the action movie. I don't know, personally I've always imagined what it would be like if we got to see a more in-depth look on the situation and moments these characters experience. I'm not just talking about Bayonetta. I've always wanted to see the story, but without the gameplay, you know. Sometimes these stories have me so invested, I partially want to kick back, open a nice cold beer. What am I talking about? Am I at that age? Never mind. I just want to play Ocarina of Time and not have to worry about the word taxes. But yeah, I can't be the only one who said, more gameplay. Even though the actual gameplay is really good. The truth is, the story keeps me just as invested as the gameplay does. And similar to wanting as much invigorating action as possible, I also sometimes want to just watch. Except it's even better because a lot of these characters have been around since my childhood. It hit way different when something new from these companies came out. You know who really gets out to space? Metroid. The animated series. Heavy emphasis on the animated because I'm not really trying to see Brie Larson or Scarlett Johansson Hollywood make it happen right now. My problem when thinking of these projects is that my mind immediately goes to these sappy, terribly edited and written 2000s junk that just feels like yet another basic action movie. Plus, I feel so much more can be explored in an animated 3-dimensional perspective rather than a live action 2.5-hour movie. More plots, different action, crazy animation. However, one thing about this is I want it to be a bit horror and dramatic, you know? It's not like Nintendo doesn't add horror and creepy ideas to their main projects anymore, right? Speaking of creepy, Hollow Knight is as eerie as 2D platformers come, while simultaneously building a calm and peaceful environment in a lot of areas. I'll never understand how games like this can be so rich in darkness while simultaneously making me feel comfort and peace. It's been my favorite kind of story lately, to be honest, and Hollow Knight does not fall short at all. A huge world full of skeletons of bugs being possessed and holding crazy dark abilities, and they're basically all ninjas and swordsmen. Yeah, take all my money. That's why I think this game is perfect for an animated TV series. There's so much potential here and a chance to build an entire world for our little skeletal friend. Just any of the areas in the game alone have so much depth and quality to them. It has so much heart for a little 2D platformer, and there's so much to explore, so many interesting characters and moments throughout the game. An animated series would just be killer, and apparently the fans have already been on my side. When I was looking for clips to use for my video, I came across so many animated videos and all of them were so well done. I can't believe how many were fan made. One of them not only animated a video themselves, but they also made the music themselves. Like, come on, why are there so many talented people out there? I couldn't believe it. These clips alone made me itch for even more content. I think I'd push for this series the most out of any movie or show I've listed here so far. It could be Courage the Cowardly Dog coded, Invader Zim coded, you know, just a little sprinkle. It'd be the game, but also its own thing because of the constant dialogue, pacing, and it'd be a 3-dimensional world, so of course I would do anything for this to happen. Any fight scenes, please. Now on to the rest of the stupid video, I guess. Why doesn't Hollow Knight get more credit? You know, there's just so much to dive into. I want to show more clips, as many clips as possible, because I really think the game and animation that I've seen so far are just so awesome, man. But no, okay, I actually have 2 more bangers for you guys. I think you're gonna like this. The Walking Dead. Okay, this one wasn't actually a joke, I'm being serious. And before you all get your little pink panties in a bunch, I know The Walking Dead is already a show, but hear me out. The Walking Dead, a Telltale series, the TV series. Okay, pick a better title, but you know what I mean. Lee Everett and Clementine. It's time for us to really hurt. Give us more Leonard Everett depth. I want to see him being a professor or murdering his wife.
I'm a convicted murderer.
Whoa, seriously?
Why would I joke about that?
I don't know. Wow.
You're a part of this group and you should know.
I've never met a murderer before. Well, I hadn't, I mean.
I know what you meant.
Thanks for trusting me, man.
Ben, relax.
Okay.
I want to see just how much his pre-apocalypse life meant to him and what he and Clementine had to endure that made them turn out so clever and able to survive. I think this can be paced throughout the show. Obviously keep it mostly the same, but certain moments can be expanded upon that seemingly change the course of their adventure and the show in general. This will keep things fresh while still giving us the Walking Dead that we really know and love, not whatever that other shit is. Also, please don't kill off Carly. I'm begging, give her a different death, but I would have loved to see how her relationship with Lee grows, and even Clementine. Maybe she would have cramped their friendship and that's why they killed her off. Three's a crowd, I guess. People would have just expected Lee and her to end up together, but just keep her alive, you know? Her and Lee don't have to get together or anything. I could have seen Kobe Smulders play her character, similar to her Robin character in How I Met Your Mother. Adam Sandler is Kenny. No, but this one I'm not as heavy on because I think the story is already perfect, and while the show is perfect in my head, I don't think it would ever work if it came to fruition. Let's just be glad The Last of Us worked out. And thank you to the last of you that decided to stay here, and the people who decided to stay here after that joke. Now, the final game. This one I think would have the most depth and characters to explore. It would have the most everything because the world is so big and there's just so much to do that a TV series would still be insane. Stardew Valley, the animated series. I just can't get it out of my mind. I always picture the ambience and the relaxing and chill vibe that a story like Hollow Knight and Stardew could have, and it makes me want to create these stories myself. I wish I knew how to do it. Stardew can end off every episode like we do the game. our lovely little explorer of a main character going back to the cabin in his farm to end his night with some sort of problem his farm has, and him and his dog need to figure it out. It's always a pretty mundane problem though, to give our viewers a relaxing end to an otherwise eventful and riveting 20 minutes. Including ads. Include all the characters, and I want decisiveness here. I don't want the main things to have loose ends. Give us the love triangle, you know, main character, Leia and Penny, but he's ending up with Penny, of course, because while Leia is a strong, intelligent, but delicate artist, Penny is just more down to earth and has the best perspective on life. Leia definitely owns a horse. Penny just wants to have our main character by her side. She's great and is always fine on her own, but our main character will give her a sense of peacefulness because while her life is so busy and intense is an understatement, man. I can save her. While her life is so busy and intense, exploring and helping with whatever our main character is doing helps her realize there's more to the world than just being a part of it. Experiencing it and taking it all in while you can is the part of her life she was missing all this time. Now, I know there's also more to the story than that. There's the caves and the bus stop, for example. This is where things will start to get more interesting. We're going from a silly little animated drama to a mysterious and horror-like show. Now we have stake. We spent all this time establishing and building up these characters, and now they're being put in critical situations. Their lives are in danger. I want the beginning seasons to allude to mystery, but in the slightest way possible, to build up to the caves and the desert beyond. Like maybe a kid walks away from the town party and walks into an abandoned building, finds a note, hears a voice, you know, the usual, things like that. However, it won't get eerie until the caves, and it won't get too dark or anything, but I want it to be mystery and eeriness on 75. 100 is too much. It's still a happy fun series. There's just so many ideas, and I think an animated series would be so perfect for Stardew Valley and Hollow Knight. I really hope these two really come to fruition. I really hope we see these things happen because I feel like there's just so much potential for both of these shows. They could turn out to be iconic because I can't think of any shows or any iconic IPs, you know, that have cult-like fan bases and just bringing it to another medium and then hitting on that medium 100%. These two projects have that potential, and I think immensely. There's so much you could do. I feel like it would be so hard to mess it up because you already have the material, and because it's an animated series and the games are basically animated, it's gonna be so much easier. I think obviously I wouldn't know, but I imagine it would be easier, and I just really hope that it happens, man. How'd I do, guys? If you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe. If there's any stories from video games you guys would love to see become a movie or TV series, please let me know. I absolutely love doing this and would love to think of more ideas that could be further explored through TV or a film. Let me know if I overlooked anything or if anyone wants to elaborate on the video games I showed here. Thank you guys so much for all the support, and I will catch you in the next video.